Time it snows, shovel your sidewalks. And if you live here in the city of Indianapolis and you fail to do that, you could be facing a $50 fine from the city. But now that the snow has stopped falling for more than 2 days now, there's still a ton of unshoveled sidewalks that we're seeing around. So is the city's rule being enforced? Well, our Call 6 team went digging, and Call 6's own Paris LaBelle joining us live this morning. Paris, good morning. It looks like a lot of sidewalks out there are still a mess.
That's right, Lauren. Good morning. A lot of sidewalks are now turning into kind of an icy mess throughout the city. And that $50 ticket is supposed to be issued, but we found it's never been issued at all. Well, that snow is pretty. What's left after the snowflakes stop falling is no fun. In Indianapolis, under a city ordinance, you are required to clear the sidewalks around your home or business.
I see a lot of people walking in those areas, people who don't have cars, maybe on their way to the bus or something like that. They could easily slip and fall and hurt themselves.
The ordinance says the sidewalks have to be clear by 7 p.m. if the snow has stopped falling. If it stops falling after 7 p.m., you have until 9 a.m.
I think it's a pretty polite thing to do to take care of your neighbor.
But there's some places around the city that always seem to get away without shoveling their sidewalks, so Call 6 went digging. Has that rule ever been enforced? We found not a single ticket had been written under the city ordinance. So why not? We went to the city's Department of Neighborhood and Business Services. They oversee the city's code inspectors who would write those tickets.
For us, it's more of an opportunity to educate the public as to why it's important.
But right across the street from where those code enforcement officers work, the sidewalks were covered in snow. That building also owned by the city-county government.
Well, we do allow some time to come into compliance.
The city says once a code inspector goes out, they give the property owner a warning, and they usually comply before the code inspector comes back out to check on it. The city says at the end of the day, it's about doing your part. Now, the city tells us that education in this really does help. Usually people do comply. As for that city-county building in the 1300 block of Madison Avenue, the city says they are taking care of it. We're live this morning on the near north side. Paris LaBelle, RTV6.
Paris, thank you for that update. And viewers are also reaching out to RTV6 about some snow-related problems. Many of you want to know why the city did not plow those residential streets here in Indianapolis, calling it a safety issue. Working for you, RTV6 is getting answers. We spoke with the Department of Public Works about what it takes to get contractors out to plow the neighborhood streets. DPW Director Dan Parker tells our Paris LaBelle that there's several factors that go into calling out those contractors.
What kind of weather are we going to get after the event is over with? If we see significant decreases in temperature, no sun, etc., then we're more likely to call out private contractors.
Well, funding is also a major factor. DPW says it costs $500,000 every time it calls out contractors. At 6:36.